Okay, are we back? It says I'm live. Sorry guys, we had some technical difficulties. I think I'm going to blame this one on YouTube just for now. Okay, I see a I see a video playing. Let me give that just 1 second. And okay, I see myself, so I guess that's a good sign. Hi, I'm Bonnie Barker, and I am with BonnieBayCrochet.com, and welcome to Friday Fun Live. I apologize for those technical difficulties. It's really amazing we haven't had more of that, but we had an awful lot of rain here today, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I think this one looked more like a YouTube glitch, but love YouTube. So thankful for being able to be here with you guys. And let me go ahead and just greet some of you in the chat. I saw a lot of you waiting like 20 minutes ahead. Golly, you guys are so faithful. Thank you. Diane and Lovely Destiny, Judy and Zitboyana, and Emmeline. Emmeline, I had a thought. We need to have a crochet conference in Switzerland. What do you think of that, Becky? I think we should get all our friends together on a plane and fly to the Alps and have a crochet conference. What do you think of that? Uh, I promise there's nothing in the plans, but that would be my little dream world. Oh, that would be amazing. So, Emmeline, we're going to have to talk and find out what we can do. Even if it's just a small group of us, wouldn't that be amazing to do? I'm sure I could get my husband on board with that too. But anyway, and let's see, Cindy from Florida, my home state. Hello, Cindy. Thank you for joining us. And Swati, faithful as ever. Thank you from sunny LA. And Linda Jones. My goodness, we just have a lot of people. I'm a little behind now since the technical things, but Jake Parker is in the chat. Hello there. And Sonia and Tammy from Oregon. She says it's raining there. Oh my goodness, Tammy, I woke up this morning to thunderstorms, dark room. I think my mother-in-law and I both slept late today thinking that it was still nighttime, but we're going to be having that all day long. And actually, they said the next day without thunderstorms is going to be next Thursday. So we may have to start building an ark here. Not sure, because we're in the lowlands where it does tend to get flooding. But hopefully things will be fine. And Mary says, am I going to be a Christmas fairy? I need to find out more about that, Mary. Honestly, my week has been so busy, I really haven't had time to look into all the details of what that involves, but I have that flagged in my Facebook page, and I just need about, half an hour to go through all those videos that were attached to it, and I just haven't had the time just yet, but I'm going to take a look at that. Let's see, we have Michelle from Indiana. Hey, Michelle. And Dee Winters, and is it Renu from India, or is it Mehra? I'm sorry if I don't get your name right, because I know a lot of times the last name is really the first name and vice versa. But anyway, thank you for joining us from India. Wow, I have so amazing friends from your beautiful country. Actually, my son's girlfriend is from India. So she's actually from Calcutta, which is really pretty cool. One of the sweetest gals you'd want to meet. Although she sounds like, when you hear her talk, she doesn't sound Indian at all. She was adopted and raised in New Jersey. So she has, she likes water ice and stuff like that. Delightful, delightful young lady. And I hope my son is smart enough to make the relationship a little deeper. But anyway, no pressure, Joseph. Becky, I didn't really say that. And let's see, we have Linda Jones from Portland. She said they're having beautiful weather, nice and cool. Good for you, Linda. Send some west, or some east. We have Karen from Ohio. Is it Doma's Den from Crystal River, Florida? Well, I'm not sure. Where is that? Is that east? That must be the west coast, I'm guessing, because I'm not real familiar with Crystal River. Or I'm wondering if that's up around Lake Okeechobee. I don't know. Well, anyway, tell me where that is in Florida. I grew up in Florida. I should know, but I'm not familiar with that town. And Rosemary from Nevada. Or am I saying that wrong? Probably, is it Nevada or Nevada? Anyway, I'm not from there, so show grace. Yeah, Emmeline said that would be fabulous. Ooh, wouldn't that be? I'm all for it, Emmeline. Let's do this. just skip all the other conferences and save our money and just let's just hit Switzerland in how about 2022? We can make that a goal. Start saving now and 2022 in Switzerland, guys. If you're just tuning in, there's not really a conference just yet. We're just dreaming, okay? So we're allowed to dream. Been inside a lot, been cooped up. So we have Jane Thompson. She says, thank you for the help with the holiday throw today. My pleasure, Jane. I'm so glad you enjoyed that. If you guys anybody looking for a really fun throw, check out the holiday cables throw. It's on my YouTube channel and it's free. And the pattern is even free from courtesy of Red Heart Yarn from many years ago. I designed it for them. You have Judy, and it's at Brazelton, Georgia. Wow. Thank you for joining us, Judy. You're really kind of neighbors here. I'm just broadcasting from Conway, South Carolina. So say hi to all my Georgia friends down there. Let's see. We have Kathleen Champ. Esther is in our chat. Thank you, Esther, for joining us. Don't tell Sarah what I said, okay? She might get mad at me. And definitely don't tell Joseph. You have Catherine from Illinois and Tamala from West Virginia. Thank you, Tamala. And Debbie from Ontario. And Sonia from Egypt. Oh my goodness, how cool is that? Sonia, I need to get to Egypt at some point. Becky, maybe you and I'm sure you and Christy would like to come along. I would love to do a trip there once we can start traveling more. Hey, let's just go everywhere. Let's just visit Renu in India, and we can then stop off and see Sonia in Egypt, and then spend some time with Emmeline in Switzerland, and let's see. And then we can just do a whole tour of the United States together. Doesn't that sound like fun? Okay, I've been cooped up too long, guys. Time for me to go out and go shopping or do something. And you get to put up with this. Ha ha ha. Actually, you don't. You can always click away. But anyway, don't do that. You can just come join me. I am going to talk about crochet in just a minute, just to let you know. I just wanted to make sure I greet all you lovely, wonderful people in the chat. We have Jackie from East London. Well, Jackie, we'll have to put you on the itinerary and come stop in London on the way. Yeah. And then Linda says he's using her son's account. Okay, so Linda's really Mike. Or Linda, no, Mike is really Linda, not Mike. Okay, we got that, Linda. In Tennessee. And we have Joyce from New Hampshire, Rose from Castleberry, Florida. I don't know where that is either. I need to find out. I just need to become more geographically literate, I think. If my brain can handle it. Let's see. We have Mary from Glendale, Arizona. She says it's 92 already and it's only 9 o'clock. Mary, I have a friend of mine named Marjorie. If you're watching, hello. She's actually she flew into Phoenix last night, and she said when they landed, which was, I guess, late afternoon, it was like 107 degrees. I'm like, no thanks. So if you're only at 92, you might be in maybe the more elevated mountainous parts of Arizona, I'm guessing. That's one thing I loved about visiting my uncle in Prescott is we might fly into Phoenix and it'd be around 100 or more, but we would drive through the desert and up into the mountains, and it would drop at least 15 degrees or 20 degrees. It was great. So yeah, we have Token Trucks from San Antonio, Texas. I think that's the first time I've seen that. Seen you in the chat. Welcome. Let's see who else we have. Lorraine. I'm jumping all around, guys. We have Sandra Fusler, and let's see, Debbie. See, Doma's Den. Welcome, and we have, let's see, Debbie Silver. So I saw some of the work that everyone has posted to Bonnie's page. Just want to say what beautiful work you do. Very inspiring. Thank you, Debbie. That's a sweet comment. Oh, you guys are great. And let's see. Yeah, Brat's mom is saying, I hope everyone is having a great day. I do too. I feel good about the future, guys. I really do. And Linda from Yorkshire. And let's see. Is it Whidbey Island, Washington? D. Winters. She says it's dark and wet there. Jake says he's working on a crochet, working on a crochet doily. I'm just wondering what everybody's working on. I need to go to my Facebook page and just post one of those, what's everybody working on. I'm going to do that probably later today because I just love to see what you guys are working on. It doesn't have to be stuff that I do either. Just seeing everything out there is just so much fun for me. Um, and we have, let's see, we have Monique from the Netherlands. Let's add the Netherlands to our itinerary, Becky. Um, Monique, we're talking about just doing a round the world crochet tour. What do you think? Just get all a bunch of our friends on a plane and just tour the world. Wouldn't that be cool? Kind of like rock stars in our minds. Anyway, and we have retired nurse Kathy from Boston. Hey, Kathy. Hope things are going well up in Boston. Did you know that you guys are getting the Laver Cup this year? I don't know if they're going to do it, but it's scheduled for Boston this year. How cool is that? In the fall. For those of you who don't know, the Laver Cup is a tennis tournament. It's really a lot of fun. But anyway, it's in Boston this year, assuming that people can still meet. Let's see. Tammy says she's working on the holiday throw now as well. And Linda says, come to Portland. Yes, it's only 73 degrees there. That sounds good. I enjoyed my time in Portland. I just wish I could have seen more of it. This was like 2 years ago at the CGOA, Crochet Guild of America conference. Has it been 2 years? Yeah, 2 years ago. Wow. And we have Carmen from Mexico. Hola, amigo. ¿Cómo está? And Esther. Esther, you're so funny. She said that her sister, who was born in India, doesn't like Indian food. Yes, not surprising. And although I really do enjoy Indian food, I like spicy food too. Love it. And we have Sweet Pea in the chat. She says, hello, love the rug. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the rug. And I'll try to catch up. Oh, I got to say hi to Anne. Anne, hello. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're doing well. And Jake wants to know if I use Instagram. I do use Instagram, and I think my link is in the video description below. I think those links, I'll have to check, but I think we're still good on the links there. And Lovely Destiny says, trying to work on a bobble blanket here. Fingers crossed. I hope you can do that. I think you should be able to do that. Just stick with the video, and if you need to, slow the video down. And I say this in all my videos, guys, when you look at the tutorials. But and I have, granted, people have kind of said, okay, you're going too fast for me. I understand. I can do that sometimes. It's like breathing. You forget that you're breathing, and you just keep going. Well, there's a little gear-like icon. It's in the bottom right of your screen. If you use a computer, if you're looking at the iPhone, it's a little dot, 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 3 vertical dots in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. And if you click on that, it brings up the video playback speed. And you could pick from a menu there how fast you want it to go. You can speed it up if I'm boring you, or you could slow it down if I am going way too fast, which I tend to do. So you can just slow it down and pick 50% speed or 75% speed, and it slows it way down. I know I say that on a lot of my videos because a lot of people come to my, to these videos and that's the first one they've seen. So you're gonna hear me say that a lot, but thanks to my son Joseph and Hudson who taught me how to do that. There's so many bells and whistles and gadgets on these electronic devices. You know, you just gotta know which one to tap into, and voila, problem cured. Let's see, we have Lori. Oh, everything just jumped on me again. Lori Larson from Wisconsin. Hey, I need to go to Wisconsin. I haven't been there. And Josephine says, hi, Josephine from England. I'm working on a bear in scrubs. Oh, Josephine, when you get done with that, post it on my Facebook page, please. The Bonnie Bay Crochet Facebook page. I would love to see that. And let's see. Anne says, hope you are keeping well. It is 50 degrees back in South Africa. We are freezing. I'm guessing that's 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, I guess that would be cold for you all too. Woo. That's that's kind of cold. Well, let's see. You're in the southern hemisphere, so you all are going into winter. So that's why you're cold, Anne, right? Wow. Ugh. Let's see. Daisy says hi, and how are you? By the grace of God, doing very well, Daisy. Thank you. Um, well, let me go ahead and let's see. Oh, okay. Charlene. Okay, I'm jumping ahead here. Charlene Lucas says, I've asked my kids for a hoodie and t-shirt for Christmas. They can never figure out what to get me. Praying for all. I promise that's a good leeway. I wasn't sure whether to show this to you or not, and it was too hot for me to wear it here. I have a t-shirt on the way, but let me show you, Charlene. Tell your sons they can get you one of these. Okay? I had a ball doing this. And, you know, we have a lot of time on our hands now. So sitting around, the other day trying to come up with the things that I personally would want to wear for a t-shirt. And I was just wanting to come up with something that's not like cliche, like the whole hooker thing and all that. I really don't get into that in case you haven't noticed. And there's everybody has the shirts with the ball of yarn on it. So I kind of wanted to take a little different approach. So I hope you like this. I just thought, yeah, this is definitely my key to happiness, and you can tell it's the how to read patterns. I mean, it's just the key, the literal key to crochet abbreviations. So anyway, I'm having a ball doing this, and just to let you know, and you can tell your son, I have really drastically reduced the prices of everything in my store because I'm not out to make a killing on this. I want to make these available to you all because when you go into other people's stores, I promise you those shirts are going to be about 40 bucks. If you go to my store, they're like half that. Um, because I've just chosen to put the profit margin down to about this instead of this, which is actually the recommended Teespring is, that's why these things are so expensive, but it's about as low as the app would let me put them because I want people to wear these and enjoy them. So anyway, so I've got those in my store now, and a few others, and I'm set for the summer now, and I'm real excited. Last week I gave away one of the bags. As soon as the bags come in the mail, I'm going to be giving some more of those away in the coming weeks. So be sure to come back and see what we got. But I really do want to think about you all in mind. I know you guys are smart, and most of us being women. I mean, I know we're not all women, but most of us are, and we've had to live on budgets our whole life, and I totally get that. So that's why I wanted to make these available. And thank you guys. I noticed some of you are ordering them. Thank you. And I just thank you for helping because that does help me do what I do here and to continue to do that. But anyway, never ever feel pressure from me ever. If I show you yarn or patterns or whatever, I have a lot of stuff that's out there that's free. Take advantage of that. That actually benefits my channel as well. So never ever feel pressure. Although I do have all the links in the video description below. Many of them are affiliate links, but using the affiliate link never costs more, in case you don't know that. I benefit in a very small way from some of these links, but anyway, thank you for just listening to me, hear me out. I am a crochet designer teacher. I am not a salesperson, but every now and then I get real excited about stuff, and I just want to share that with you. So anyway, let's see. Jake says, I just came back. Are those Key to Happiness sweaters sold? The one, okay, I'm not sure I can understand your question there, Jake. They're not half price. What I mean is that they're greatly reduced. Okay, they're greatly reduced from the recommended retail sales price. Is what I'm trying to say. There's no coupon code or anything you need, and I'm going to keep them. I'm going to keep them low. I'm not into manipulating, you have those ads that say, you've only got 10 days or you've only got 10 minutes to decide and all that. I don't do that. I respect you all more than that. You're smarter than that. And I am not going to arm twist, I promise. Anyway. Okay, Linda Jones says, sometimes you make more when you go low because people tend to want to buy more for their friends too when they know they're getting a deal. Linda, you're right too. And I also know that if they're so high priced, no one's going to buy them because they can't afford them. And I just want them to be available. And, you know, God willing, they are. So anyway, where do you find your store? Good question. Daisy, the store actually should be right below. Right below, you'll see t-shirts and things down, I think right below the video. At least I see it on my computer here. Let me see if I can. Yeah, it should. If you just scroll up, you'll see the store there. And if you once you get into the store, you can see a variety of things. You might have to, you know, poke around on that page, but they're there. And Becky just posted the link in the video chat. Thank you so much, Becky. Um, Charlene says, I think you need one that says, Grandma only stops crocheting to babysit grandkids. Charlene, that is precious. You know what? When I become a grandma, I will do that. I need to save that. That is excellent. And I have to tell you, um, a story. There's there's one. Okay, it's a little jumpy. Okay, there's one that I put in the store recently. It's the newest one, and I was inspired by my mother-in-law the other night. We're sitting on the couch, going back and forth, and I was actually talking to her about Esther, who's one of our admins in the chat, and Esther was saying, my mom says, I have too much yarn, Mrs. Barker. I promise we weren't gossiping maliciously about her mom. I love Susanna. Her mom is fabulous. But anyway, we were laughing about that because that's what everybody tells crocheters. You have too much yarn. And so I told Mrs. Barker, kind of laughing, I said, ha ha ha, Esther's mom says that she has too much yarn. And then Mrs. Barker, my 91-year-old mother-in-law, says, she doesn't have too much yarn. She just doesn't have enough time. So I thought, boom, that's a shirt. I don't have too much yarn. I just need more time to crochet, is what the shirt says. So that's another one I put in my store. I haven't gotten that one in the mail yet, but I ordered one in red for me, so I will be wearing that one in the future. Yeah, I am going a little off the deep end on these things, guys, but this is just so much fun. I just want to so get away from the cliche stuff and just have something a little more fun to offer to people out there. Let's see, we have Michelle from Montana. She says, missed you last week, love the rug, hope to make it in the fall. Going to be in the 90s, too hot to work on something here. Oh yes, Michelle, yes, absolutely. It's gonna be a little hot to work on a rug. And this is where the bonbon blanket might come in. And by the way, the bonbons are in. They were shipped from, probably quite literally shipped from South Africa, and they are in the Good Loop store. That link is in the video description below. And many of you all remember I have the bonbon blanket right here. I'll just give you a quick look. It's sitting right over here. So the bonbons are in both the Eco Cotton and the Eco Fusion. And no, the kits are not cheap. This is not cheap yarn, but it just ekes quality. So this is kind of the special heirloom kind of stuff, and I understand that's not, I don't crochet with that kind of stuff every day either. But you know, once in a while, it's really fun. And if you see, if those of you who are new to the chat and you're hearing about the rug, this is absolutely folded in half, but the Aran circular rug, the complete video tutorial is now available on the channel here, both in right-handed and left-handed. And I noticed that it went up to 5,000 hits already, which is pretty good for my channel. That's a lot. And considering that this metric-wise, we're in the slump, you know, as far as people crocheting. I totally get that. It's not Christmas. It's not cold. It's hot. And people have been indoor crocheting probably for months during the COVID-19, and they're probably just ready to do something different. I totally get that. But to have 5,000 hits on this during the slump is amazing. So, and we are up to 115 subscribers. So thank you for helping me to do that and for telling others and, you know, just passing the good words. And thank you too. I want to say thank you for all the kind comments over the years, or the last 3 years since I've really put effort into this channel. I can count, I would say maybe 1% or less of the comments that I've ever gotten on any of the videos have been negative. And the only time that I've really had to deal with that has really been on the more controversial things that I've had to deal with over the years, and I won't get into that now, but I just want to say thank you, because that is not the case. A lot of other YouTubers don't always have the blessings that I have with the kind people that follow. So I think that says a lot about you. That says a lot about crocheters. You guys rock on so many levels, and you're above the fray. I mean, you are like a cut above, you know. I mean, you guys should, I mean, they should do a TV special on how great crochet people are. And I think if people learned to be like you, that we wouldn't see a lot of the problems that we're seeing today. But not going to get philosophical, I promise. This is going to be an upbeat time. Let's see. We have Wolves 93 Able. Wow, that's a different kind of name. That's cool. New to the chat. I love your shell blanket. Definitely going to try it. I love your patience. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. That's very kind. I love your kind comments. So, and to say all that, I'm not trying to butter you guys up, and I'm not saying that I don't want criticism or anything. Some of you have offered me constructive criticism over the year, and I thrive on that as well. I need that as well. And if there's something that you think I can improve, please let me know. And if you could private message me or even email me, that would be better than, you know, especially if it's something highly negative. Rather than telling the world, please tell me first so that I have a chance to change before telling others. You know, it's just kind of the basic, you know, you don't, you know, tell others about that person's fault. You go to that person first, and then, anyway, you know what I'm saying. But please send that to me, bonniebay@me.com. I do answer all email that I get. So yeah, if you see something, and many people actually have contacted me and said, I would like to learn this stitch, or can you do something on this, or can you do this Afghan pattern? That's actually how the Tree of Life and the chevrons and diamonds throws got added to my teaching videos on this channel. Those are two designs, I think the only two that aren't my original designs, and I didn't even know about these designs. I didn't know they existed, but they contacted me and said, I'm having trouble learning how to do these. Can you do a video on it? And so I was able to go to the company, Lion Brand, who owns the rights to those videos. I mean, the rights to the patterns, in which they were free patterns. But I got their permission, and Lion Brand Company actually graciously sent me the yarn so that I could, complimentary, so that I could produce the videos. And so that's how that came about. So, you know, if you have questions, comments, criticisms, let me, tell me about it. Okay, and Becky just said that people are asking about the scarf. The scarf is on my channel. So if you, after the broadcast, want to go to my playlist, you can, look at my channel and go to my homepage and go to playlist, and you'll see summer scarves, or there's a playlist of scarves, and this is one of the scarves. I can't think of the name of it. Becky, can you tell me the name of this scarf? I have like 500 videos on my channel, so I can't remember all the names of them. I'm sorry. But anyway, I hope I finished that conversation. Let's see. Jake says, I definitely might have to get one of those hoodies that say Key to Happiness. Yeah, I hope you do. I hope you enjoy that. I'm not done ordering my personal stash yet on those, and I know I'm jumping all over the place, guys. I also saw Swati's comment. She says her hands are still not fully healed, considering getting the carpal tunnel release surgery done. See, is it, and her question, okay, Swati, I really hope, you are on my prayer list, friend. I hope and pray that your hands do heal quickly and you get relief from this. But she has a question. Is it more recommended to crochet with lighter yarn or heavier yarn? Does anyone know? I miss it. Swati, if you're able to crochet, if you're recovering from surgery, you need to, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. You probably need to follow what your doctor says. But as far as Crocheting, I would stay away from something like the rug, because I find when I crochet the thick, heavy kind of stuff, and the Burnett blanket yarn in particular, I don't do a lot of those because it really does wreak havoc on my hands. I have to be really careful on how much I crochet. Um, and if you've had surgery, my friend, do be careful. I would stick with, yarn that is soft, that you like, that doesn't have a lot of resistance. Um, Yarns to avoid if you're having pain in your hands or surgery or whatever. I would also suggest like the Lily peaches and cream, the cotton stuff, the worsted weight cotton you buy at Walmart and Michaels and stuff like that. It's lovely yarn for making dishcloths, and I use it in many of my designs. However, if it has a lot of resistance when you pull it through. I mean, it's strong yarn, and I find that harder on my hands to crochet with. I would say stick with some of your nicer acrylics, wool, uh, the good loops. And this is not a paid endorsement so much, but personally, the good loops, the DK weight, those cottons are much different than the thicker, coarser varieties. And the bamboo is seamless. I mean, the bamboo is like crocheting with, I don't know, satin. It just pulls through very easily. There's no resistance on my hands when I use that. I think small projects like small scarves might actually be nice as long as you have an ergonomic, handle. Let's see if I have a hook to show you. I actually put a hook out just in case. Like if you have, like these are my favorite. You all know I'm a Susan Bates girl, but I like these handles that are attached to it. These are called the soft handles, and I think I have a link for these in the video description below. But just having an extra handle like this, especially if you're using a smaller hook like a G, I think really goes a long way. I think that really, really helps. It makes it more enjoyable, and it doesn't hurt as much. Okay. Okay, Jake Parker says, spring and summer is when I work on doilies, washcloths, pot holders, and other small and maybe big lightweight stuff. Yeah, absolutely. And see, Jackie says, the rug is beautiful. I wish I had was as clever. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Yeah, but again, the rug is great, and if you keep your air conditioning cool, this is a fun project to do. But it will heat you up because the yarn that I used, it's an acrylic wool blend, and there's nothing cool about it as far as temperature goes. Here is a project that actually won't be as bad on your hands. It's made out of cotton, but it is a DK weight cotton, and the video tutorial for it's a handbag, and with my meh seamstress skills, still have the tag on it. I have to show you. This is the tag that is put on there by a Crochet World magazine. So this is the actual one that they used in the photograph. But yeah, I put I know it's really hard to tell, really hard to see, but little pockets, like 3 pockets on each side, so that I can put stuff in this, and then here just closes. So, and this feels really nice. This is the jeans cotton yarn, and I have the link to that in the video description below. And if you do a bag like this, let me go ahead and see. If you do make a bag like this, it's almost mandatory. I know it says optional, but I highly, 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 highly recommend that you use fabric to line the strap. Otherwise, you're going to have a crochet strap, and there's going to be no end to how far that will be able to stretch. It'll probably be dragging the ground before you know it. So you really do need to line that. But one thing exciting about these videos is this is really, let me show you the back side. This is a brand new cabling. It's just kind of taking my special cabling system to the next level with fancier, bigger cables. So this will be the first video that I've actually released publicly on how to do this particular type of cable as you make the bag. And I've got another video already already waiting in the wings for the fall for a very, very, very special design that uses a similar cabling system that I am really excited about, but I am holding it back until you guys are ready to crochet something for the fall. But anyway, this is a great summer, summer bag. You can, it's actually large enough to put a laptop and maybe some books, or you can, put your crochet designs, whatever. I mean, but it's, I think really, can be a pretty functional bag. If you are looking for other summery kind of bags like this, there's a backpack. It's called the Cabled Backpack on my YouTube channel. It came out, I guess, about 2 years ago, but it's one of those that you use nylon, the paracord for the straps, and it's a pull string, and then you throw it on your back and wear. It's a kind of like a hands-free shopping bag, and it's made of a style that, and there's actually one that you can knit on my channel too. So there are a couple backpacks if you want to go looking into the playlist on my channel. And I don't have a copy to show you, but there's also a leaflet by Leisure Arts that I did several years ago. It's called Bags and Backpacks. If you look up, I can try to look that link, and I will put it in the video description after I'm done here today. But it's a whole little leaflet, and I think it's like maybe $3 or $4. It's a very inexpensive leaflet. Has tablet covers, small bags, big bags, backpacks with drawstrings. There's like 2 of those in there, and many of the stitches that you already know and love. So, if you want to get a chance to check out that, just to give Jake, just to give you some, more ideas on, on what you can do. And Sandra says, turn up the air conditioner if you're alone and work on that crochet rug. Yeah, absolutely. And we have Dana's Wanderlust Crochet. Welcome to the chat. It's good to see you. And Ruth says, my crochet never gets to the slump point. I just keep going and going. Amen. I don't know. I'd probably be a better reader if I didn't crochet, but I love crocheting so much. I just don't know how to get along without it. And Vicki was asking about the scarf pattern. I don't know if Becky, did you find the link or the name of that? Let me open up another. Hold on a second, guys. I've got technology at my hands. Let me get the name of this scarf for you, just for the record, to set the record straight. My computer is working very hard for me right now. Okay, I'm into my playlist. And let's see, give me a second. There's a playlist of beginning crochet videos that has some scarves, but you have it already. Okay, thank you, Becky. I just need to scroll ahead. And what's it called? Becky, can you put the name of that scarf, of the one that I'm wearing in the chat for me, please? That would be great. And Angie wants to know if I have iPad covers. Actually, there's one video for an iPad cover on my channel. It's using the Celtic weave, and it actually appeared in a Crochet World magazine many years ago. That's on my channel. And there are other ones in my first book, the green book, Contemporary Celtic Crochet. There are a couple in there, and there are some in that Leisure Arts booklet that I was telling you about. So yeah, we have a lot of those. Let's see, Marilyn says, Marilyn, is that yeah, Marilyn from Kansas City. Welcome to the chat. She says she's late. Well, I'm late getting to read your message there. Okay, summer cotton scarf. Thank you, Esther. Okay, this is called the summer cotton scarf. Okay, and it uses one of those cakes of yarn that I actually picked up at the old AC Moore store, which is no more, but it's using a number 2 weight cotton yarn, which is a thin yarn. I'm trying to think. It was the Stitch Studio brand yarn that I used on this, but any lightweight cotton. Okay, so don't be using the number 4 Aran worsted weight. That would be way too chunky, but it's a number 2 weight, very thin, and I used a G hook, and it's a very easy repeat, and you can make it as big or as small as you want. And the cake that I got, I think I got them even on sale for like $5. It had enough in it to make 2 scarves, which is fabulous. So you're talking a scarf, between $2 and $3. So can't beat that. So you just got to hit the sales right. Get those coupons from Michael's when you go into Michael's, when we're able to go into Michael's at some point. And never go in there without a 40 or 50% off coupon, right, Becky? Um, Becky used to work there, and so do I, so we're allowed to say that. So we have Marcy Gomez. Buenos dias, señorita. Yes, this is my cotton striped scarf, Marcy. Yeah, I hope you enjoy that one. And Jane says, I love Susan Bates hooks, and my favorite hooks are Brittany made of wood. The hook ends are similar to Susan Bates. Don't grab the yarn like the others do. I'll have to look into that, Jane. I have to look into those. I'm always looking for hooks that are similar. But you know what? I see a lot of fancy, beautiful, and I have some that people have given me, beautiful, beautiful hooks that everybody else loves, the furls and all of that. But the thing that I love about the Susan Bates that I miss on all those fancy schmancy hooks is this little flat spot right here. Because once you crocheted, I've crocheted for more than 50 years. And once you've, set your muscle memory after so long, it's really hard to change. But this little flat space is where I put my thumb. And what that does, it helps to keep the nose of my needle in the exact same place so that my motion can be the exact same thing thousands of times in a row. And I can do it without even looking sometimes and not miss a beat. But when I use those fancier hooks, they tend to roll and turn, and then that turns the face of the hook, the needle, and when that happens, it slows me down. So I'll have to take a look at those and see if it has like a flat spot for my thumb to help control the the angle and everything. I'll definitely look into those. Let's see. Yeah, Jacqueline says Michael's is open in parts of Los Angeles. I think they're open down here too, but because everything has been open and where I am in South Carolina, we are really spiking right now with the virus. We're getting more cases now than we did since this whole thing started. And I think part of it is everything is so open and nobody is wearing masks. So I stay home trying to keep my mother-in-law safe. Okay, Dee Winters has a question here. When a pattern calls for 80 FSC, okay, so that's the foundation single crochet, or 80 foundation crochet, double crochet, and you don't want to do foundation crochet stitch, what numbers to use for the beginning chain? You know what? That is a really good question. Dee Winters, can you email me on that? I really don't know, because I am one of the few designers out there that is just not a big fan of that foundation, single crochet, foundation, double crochet. On a lot of the work that I do, it just leaves me with too chunky of a foundation that I don't like. I don't need a chunky foundation chain. And what I recommend people do is if you tend to crochet really, really tight, and just bump up your hook to 1 or 2 sizes up when you do that foundation chain, and then go back to your regular size hook as you work in it. So I don't know, that's kind of one of those controversial, it's like asking, I guess, to some people, what's better, Ford or Chevrolet? Well, I could answer that question because we have a Ford pickup truck that is 23 years old, still in our fleet. But it's one of those controversial things, like I said. We have people on both sides who have really strong preferences. Now I'm going to get a lot of people saying, oh, my Chevy is great. Don't worry, my mother-in-law has a brand new, well, pretty new Chevy in the garage, and that's what I'm driving her around in. So we have both. We have investments in both. But and I have worked, to get it back to the topic, I have worked some with the foundation single crochet, but I just don't love it enough to crochet to design with it. I'm old school, real old school. So you might want, but email me, because I want to do some research on that, and I have some people that I can ask about that, and try to get an answer for both of us. Okay, so that's a great question. So please send me an email, bonniebay@me.com, just so I don't forget about it, so it doesn't get lost in the chat, and we'll try to work that one out. And if anybody else has experience with that, where you substitute regular change for the foundation chains, foundation FSC, FDC, which means foundation single crochet or foundation double crochet. Please send me an email. I would like to hear what you have to say about that. You can post in the video chat now, but I'm not going to be able to respond in the video chat once this video ends. I don't have a way to go in and contact you directly. So if you could send me an email, I would love to learn from you. In talking about hooks again, Swati says, do you mean the clovers? She says she finds them a little short and my hands start hurting when using those, so I'm a little gun shy at the moment. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of great hooks on the market, and I think, Swati, I think it really depends on, it's like buying jeans too. It's like buying jeans. Some people like certain brands that just fit their body better. Now we're talking about jeans. Gee whiz, crochet, jeans, and cars. But as far as the crochet hooks go, let me show you. I do have a clover, and I know some people just love these things, and I actually have spent some time with them trying to train myself to use them, and I tire of it very quickly. This is similar to a clover. This one I believe is I think this is by Knit Picks. Let me see, because I did buy a set from them just to kind of practice. Yeah, this is from a set that is from Knit Picks, but I promise you it looks almost exactly like some of the clovers, if I'm remembering the names correctly. And right away I can tell you that the biggest thing that I am challenged with is it's not an inline hook. This is a tapered hook. And what it means by tapered is the width actually gets smaller when it gets to the hook. Whereas as you can see, these hooks are in line. They do not get tapered. It's the same shape all the way around. You see that? Where this one, see how it gets smaller here? And because of that, I have a harder time with these. Any hook that has the tapered shape, which would include the boy hooks. And again, many of you love the boy hooks, and fine, whatever you're used to, enjoy. But this is why I have a hard time. These are tapered and I have a hard time pulling through. And the other thing is, now it has a flat spot for my thumb, which is great, but do you see this right here? This gets in the way of where my yarn generally goes on my hook. Whereas here, the handle's all the way out of the way, and there's nothing in the way of my thumb and my hook and my yarn, nothing. So this is what, these are the kind of hooks I can fly with. These hooks, while beautiful, very soft to the touch, I mean, this feels amazing. This gets in my way. So I'm on a mission. One day maybe I will design the perfect hook. My son, who is a trained machinist, and I are talking. Of course, this is something like future, but that's one of my dreams, is to have the perfect crochet hook one day. But the closest I've come are these Susan Bates soft hooks. But anyway, I hope that's really getting geeky on you. But hey, that's what we're here to talk about, right? We're talking about crochet. Let's see if there are any other questions. I want to make sure I answer any questions, because I pretty much have gone through any agenda that I might have had. Let me see. Yeah, I've got one more thing I could show you. It's just a sneak peek into the future. But let me see if there are any other questions. Yeah, Archer Nay says the clovers with hard plastic handles go fast like the Dickens, but it has the flat spot cushioned. There you go. Well, you know what? If you like those, that's great. Like I said, I am training myself to try to like them. It's another reason why I don't drink coffee. My mom once told me, because I just tried it and I didn't like it, and she's like, oh, but you have to acquire the taste. I'm like, Mom, you mean I have to work at it? No. I'll save my money for things like ice cream. I don't have to work at that. I love it. So anyway, see, Susan AB says, I agree, Bonnie. Work further back on my hook when I crochet. Yeah, it's all a preference. It's like buying a car or buying shoes or anything like that. There's certain things that some people love and some people can't stand. It's a very personal thing. But if I start brand new crocheters off, you know what I'm going to tell them? Get the Susan Bates. They're not as easy to find, but they're the best, in my opinion. And other opinions are definitely allowed out there. So, see, is it the Viviticus? Am I saying that right? Says, thanks. I was so pressed to make out this rug, but didn't have the right yarn, but crocheted anyway. Okay. Um, let's see. Sherry had a comment. With the clover hooks, might gauge, okay, your gauge varies, but with the Susan Bates hooks, I can keep my gauge where it needs to be. Sherry, that is an excellent point. We're getting real geeky on you guys. And what she's saying is the hook you use, the style of hook, whether it's inline or if it's the tapered hooks, it will give you a different crochet gauge. And the gauge is like how many stitches per inch when you're crocheting your projects, which generally doesn't matter so much, but if it's something that you're going to wear, like a sweater or something that has to be spot on, has to be so many inches or whatever, depending on the hook that you use, you could get a different gauge. So let's say if you're out and about and you can't find your Susan Bates, but you pull out a spare hook the same size but a different make out of your bag and start crocheting with that, it could actually affect your stitching. It could actually give you different smaller. My experience is they tend to be smaller stitches. So that is an excellent comment. Thank you for saying that. Emmeline says, I would like to know what length I should consider for an infinity scarf. I would have to look that up, Emmeline. She said she made one 70 inches so far, and I assembled it. It seems very, very tight, I guess, to make 2 turns. I can't answer that question right off the bat, but Emmeline, if you could email me, I can answer you through an email. Or if you want to put that comment in the comment section when this video is done, that way I can answer the question for everybody else to say. I have to look, well, actually, let me look that up. Let me look that up. Because I have to look it up every time I design something, to be honest with you. Because I'm like, no, how did I do the last one? Let me just go ahead, give me a second, and I'm going to look that up. Because there is one in my Celtic Cable Crochet book. Hold on, I'm looking in the wrong place. Looking downloads, okay. Give me a second. I got too many things in my computer. I feel like I should sing a song. Waiting. Okay, I can't. Well, let me look. I'll look up another one. I was trying to I was trying to find the dimensions to the Celtic Cable Infinity Scarf. Let me see. Give me a second here. I'm going to have to flip through an electronic book here. Okay, page 52. Let me look at page 52. Thanks for being patient, you guys. It just takes me a while. Okay, I did make one in my Contemporary Celtic Crochet book. It's called The Jig Infinity Scarf and Headband. And I have 56 inches. So 56, 60 inches, I mean, that will be 2 wraps, and it's gonna hug your neck, but I guess it really depends on what you're looking for. So I would say between 56 to 60 inches, depending on the yarn you're using too. Now if you're using wool, it's gonna have a lot more bounce back. If you're using other materials like cotton or bamboo, that's gonna naturally stretch out over time. So I guess if 60 is it, let me go ahead and quit that. Let me go back to your question here. So you're saying 70 inches seems a little tight. Um, yeah, I would I would probably not do them any longer than that, but again, do whatever you like. So now I try to remember that 56 to 60 inches for the infinity scarves. Um, let's see, or you could make it much longer and maybe do 3 wraps if you wanted to do something like that. So we have some other questions. Mary Hayes says, "Do you think I could crochet the rug with Burnett blanket yarn?" You could, Mary. That could work. That yarn's not cheap either. The only thing about the Burnett blanket yarn, I think you'll lose a little bit of stitch definition because of the fuzziness of it. I have made one blanket with that yarn, but the cables were much larger, and there was nothing else but the big cables. The one that had the chocolate stripes. I don't know if you've seen that with the Aran color and the chocolate stripes alternating. Um, you could, if you have some on hand, what you could do is crochet a small swatch and see what you think, and see if it's enough stitch definition for you. But I think the smoother yarn might make some of the cabling pop a little bit better. But again, do a swatch and see what you think, and you be the judge. Linda Jones wants to know, see, ergonomic inline lighted or not would be a start. I'm not sure I understand the question. And I just lost the question. Okay. Inline or not? I'm not sure I understand the question, Linda Jones. If you want to try to ask it again, I'll try to get that. I don't know if you're talking about. Yeah, I don't understand the question. I'm sorry. Esther says she loves coffee. Well, good for you, Esther. I think everybody else does except me. I'm sorry. I wish I did, because I feel left out sometimes. But anywho, just think of the money I save. I can spend all that extra money on yarn. I usually do. Anyhow, let's see. Archer Nay says, I only buy hooks if they are on sale. Or you can do what I do. I go into the store if I need extra hooks. I take a coupon. Use that old almighty coupon and get my discounted price on my hooks, and I've got plenty. Sandra, you're welcome. She says, thank you for showing the difference in the hooks. Yeah, it's confusing sometimes, especially if you're a beginner. There are a lot of ins and outs to these things. No pun intended. But yeah, and Discovering Hope says, everyone is different with hand anatomy. Whatever hook works for you, you are under no obligation to change. Amen. I totally agree. And that's the other thing. It's not just the size of the hook, it's the grip. I mean, I hold my grip like this. A lot of people crochet like this, and they have different hand holds, which is perfectly fine. And the hook you choose, I can certainly see if you're using a hook with this hold, I can already feel that this feels better already. So Discovering Hope, thank you for pointing that out. There are a lot of variations here. And that's why I say it's like buying shoes or jeans that fit. You got to get what you like and be happy with it. Yeah, and Michelle says, I'm in the minority and can only use the tapered hooks. Actually, Michelle, I think you're in a majority, my friend. I think whenever I go to the store, that's all I can find are tapered hooks. Everybody uses them, and they think they're fabulous. I guess I might be the weirdo here. But anyway, I know what I like. So, and I can be a little more than a little opinionated, to ask Becky about that. But yeah, whatever works for you is that's right, sweetheart, Becky. And Susan Hoffman says, it looks like a great hook. Do you have a website they can be purchased, or can I find them in stores? I don't think I've seen them yet. Yes, they don't sell them a lot in the stores, Susan. Michaels only carries them in a 6-pack, and that's without the handle. I do have a link in the video description below. I think I do. It's to Amazon, because Amazon has the soft hooks. They're not the cheapest there, but during the COVID-19 thing, that was the only place where I could get them. Joanne Fabrics might have them. They have them a lot of times with the bamboo handle, which is a little thicker than this, and those are fine. I just don't record with them a lot because, believe it or not, the wood in the handle, you know, like the wood in a guitar picks up the vibrations of the strings. If I try to uh, video record with the wooden handles, sometimes they actually pick up sound and there's more noise. I know that sounds weird, but the bamboo handles when I'm not recording are also very nice. They're a little bigger to grab onto, so that's kind of nice. So try Joanne Fabrics, and yeah, and I have an Amazon link below. If you have a coupon, definitely go through the Amazon. I mean through the Joann's, because if you have an online coupon, you can actually get a reduced price on the hooks there. You'll have to look that one up. Um, so so I hope that answers your question, Susan. You know, and Esther says she only buys hook and yarn if it's on sale. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all of us, that's just wisdom. Um, we have Lily Chong in the chat from Malaysia. Hey, Lily. I'm looking at the clock now. It's after 1, so I'm going to have to start wrapping up, guys. But thank you for joining me, Lily. And she says, I love my tulip and clover hooks. Hope that everyone will have a beautiful day ahead and happy crocheting. Oh, that's very sweet, Lily. Thank you. And yeah, it's totally fine. You know, everybody likes what they like. And that's what I encourage people to do. Find what you like and stick with it. And Tammy says, Susan Bates are harder to find, and Joann's do carry them, but they sell out fast. Yeah, they do. I wish somebody working at the place where they manufacture those hooks, I wish they would, you know, try to get them into the stores more. I mean, I don't understand all the business going on behind that, but I wish they would be more available. Um, yeah, Discovering Hope says Joanne carries the inline soft. Yeah, they do. And then Sandra says, I like my chia and English black tea with honey. No coffee for me. I like that too. And I love the honey. We're not far from Amish land, excuse me, up in Maryland. And there's actually an Amish market in Germantown, not too far from where I live, on Thursdays and Fridays and Saturdays, I think. And we've been able to get some of this. This is just talking to Sandra about this. You can get this. It's pure honey. I mean, it's unprocessed honey, so it looks like yellow paste almost. Oh my goodness, that stuff is the best. It's, you know, it's supposed to be really good for you too, and on a number of levels. But I remember getting some of that, and I went through it really quickly. Wondered why I wasn't losing any weight. Ha ha ha. But that stuff is fabulous. I love putting that in tea as well, but I have to be really careful about how often I do it. Yeah, Archer Nay says you used to be able to buy just the rubber part to slip over the hook handles. Yeah, I got a pack of those once too. I tried using them on my really small, skinny, like size D hooks and things like that. And that worked pretty well, except that I put it on one of my hooks and then it got lost in my basket somewhere. But yeah, that's a good idea. It's just having a little handle. This one was like kind of a rubbery foam. That was really nice. But the only thing about those two is they don't fit every hook. You have to get, it was like a pack, and it had like a bunch of different sizes to slip over the hooks. That was, you know, pretty nice until they started coming out with these. And once they came out with these, I replaced, I got all sizes in those. Sandra says she has a set of lighted LED hooks. I love that I can crochet in the dark. I've got one of those. I tried using one of those in the dark during a time when my family was watching a movie, and my boys and my husband looked at me like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Trying to crochet." But it distracted them so much from the movie, I had to turn it off. So it's just kind of sat there in my collection. And I think I am pretty much caught up here. Sandra says, yeah, she likes the honey better than sugar. Well, I think it's 1 o'clock and I need to go check on my mother-in-law and make sure she's okay. I will show you one more thing. This is just a teaser for the fall. And this is what I've been busy about this week. I don't know if anybody's going to recognize this. I posted a small picture on my Facebook page, but I finished the back. This is the back section to the Orlaith robe sweater. that'll be coming out this fall. So this is a very long sweater, and this yarn really feels nice. I wanted to also special shout out to Cascade Yarns for providing me yarn support for this upcoming video in the fall. It'll be early fall, and this is a pattern that's in my Celtic cable crochet book that came out in I think in 2016. So it's a book that some of you may have, and that that is coming out. If you do that project with me, just to let you know, you're really going to need to have a copy of the pattern, and the only way to get the pattern, unfortunately, is through the book. It's one of these, I don't own the rights to these, and I don't think Interweave is selling the pattern individually, but anyway, the book's better, if you ask me. You get like 24 or 18 patterns in it, but the book is on Amazon. I've got, I think, a link to that in the video description below to my Amazon page, but that's just something for the future. I'm going to be crocheting the small size in that, and the reason for that is I'm a medium generally as far as women's sizes go. There is a lot of ease, which is, let me show you, when I say ease, let me show you, there's a lot of ease, stretchiness to this fabric, which is 100% superwash Cascade 220 yarn. By the way, I don't have a link for this, but today only, that yarn is on sale at Lovecraft. So if you hit the Lovecraft's link in my video description and check out the Cascade yarn, the 220, it's actually 40% off today. So if that's something you want to look forward to, but you're going to need to check the pattern to know how much, and this does take a lot of yarn. I had to get, I think, 15 scans for this small, and it's not cheap. This is kind of one of those investment projects, but it's actually a functional sweater. I've worn it for years. I have one in kind of a brown tan color. I guess no, it's more of a tan or a taupe color. And the one in the book is more of a taupe color. It's TAUP. It's not the white color yarn, but anywho, that's just a little preview in what's coming to the Bonnie Bay Crochet channel in the fall, and I'm really looking forward to getting that out. And as I go through this too, I am going to be trying to be tweaking any issues that the pattern has had in the past. We've maybe talked about this in the past. When this first went to press with my original publisher, I don't know what happened, but they didn't put the right copy in the book, and it was mayhem for me. Like in the commercial, the guy jumping on your car, and yeah, I was going through that, and because they put the wrong one. That was, I think, in an editing process, and whenever you have a lot of human people involved in anything, as you know, stuff happens, and I'm not perfect, and they weren't perfect, and boy, did it show on this pattern. So since then, the corrections have been made in the book, but I'm going to be going through this pattern as I crochet with a fine-tooth comb, and any updates that need to be addressed will be public in my what we call an errata listing, which means it's a fancy word for mistakes. So if you ever need to go to, like, say, find anything in my books, what I do is I post the name of the book and then errata, and if you just do a quick Google search, that page will come up, and so any changes that need to be made will be made and posted, to the best of my knowledge, in that book, because I want this to be, something accessible to everybody. So anyway, that is all. Let me just check real quick here, and there y'all are talking about blueberry honey. Great. So that's pretty much all that I have, but I do have two thoughts I wanted to leave you with today, and just to kind of help you with what's going on in the greater world that we live in. My first thought is a general quote by Abraham Lincoln, and he says, I remember him quoting this, or I didn't hear him quote this, I'm not that old, but remember reading about this. He said, if you look for the bad, you will find it. So let's not look for the bad, okay? Let's try to think on things that are pleasant, higher, things that are good, things that are pure, things that are encouraging, and yeah. There was one other thought I had for you, but it slips my mind. Hold on, let me give me 1 second, because I meant to look this up and I failed to do this. Hold on a second. Okay, here's the verse. This is a verse from Philippians 4. It says, "Finally, my brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." And one other verse that really helped my daughter, and she quoted it to me yesterday, which really blessed me, because she was, you're going to get a kick out of this. She's, for the first time, dog sitting and house sitting for some friends of ours that are in Arizona. I flew out to Arizona last night, and she's never had to deal with a little yappy dog in her entire life. And so last night she was in tears over how to help this dog and what to do. And we all prayed for her, and eventually things did settle down. Seems like the dog saw a cat outside, and for the next hour it just would not stop yapping, and she just thought something was really wrong. And so we were able to long distance, comfort her a little bit. And in the morning I checked with her today, and she was doing fantastic, and she was just cheerful. She got a good night's rest. The dog had settled down and everything was fine. And she quoted the verse. It's from Lamentations, and it says, and I think it applies greatly to the season that we're in as a country and a world too. And the verse is simply, "Weeping may tarry for the night, but joy comes in the morning." So anyway, I hope that encourages you. You all have a fabulous week, and Lord willing, I will see you here next Friday. Bye-bye.